Hola! Welcome to the Unit 0 training module. So for this module, I'm going to introduce you to the first part of what all students in all grade levels K through 8 are going to be learning every single year, regardless of if they've had Spanish every year or if it is something completely new to them. These are the topics that will kick off every single school year for all students. So we developed the idea of what we call Unit 0 out of the concept that there are certain things that if you've ever taken Spanish in your life, you should probably know. So some of those things include the greetings, how to introduce yourself, numbers, colors, alphabet. To us, those are things that whether you've taken a year of Spanish or 10 years of Spanish, you should probably know those things. And so if the kids don't know those things, then we shouldn't be wasting our time teaching them other vocabulary or concepts. So out of that kind of idea that we had, we created what we call Unit 0. So Unit 0 is, like I said, the topics that any student should know if they've had 1 year of Spanish or multiple years of Spanish. So these topics include the basic body parts, greetings and gratitudes, command words, the emotions and how to respond to ¿Cómo estás?, numbers 1 to 30, and also being able to count by 10, the days of the week, the months of the year, the colors, the alphabet, the vowels, the weather, and the seasons. So those are all things that we feel every student should have a general knowledge on, and we want to have them review it at the beginning of each year to make sure that they don't forget those things as time goes on. Now these are also great topics because they can be incorporated into any lesson that you're doing. If you're doing a game and you want to count to 10, that's incorporating Unit 0 into your lesson. Any of the songs that we have for you, if you use them for your routine and you do the Hola Amigo song at the beginning of class, well, that song is going to review ¿Cómo estás? It's going to review Hola. It's going to review a lot of the topics that are in Unit 0. So these are all things that we feel once the students know, they can be incorporated pretty easily into any lesson. The colors, once the kids learn the colors, you can talk about their clothing and say, who's wearing a shirt that is azul today? And you can use those different topics that are relevant to the other vocabulary that the students are learning as they progress in their workbooks. So Unit 0 is really, really important, and that's how you're going to start your year for all of your students K through 8. Now, with the students who are doing with the students who are doing the class or doing the workbooks in K through 5, in their workbook, it actually starts the lessons with Unit 0. So you'll start right away in the lessons in Unit 0, and there are workbook pages, and the lesson plans will guide you through teaching Unit 0 to those students to make sure that they're getting the material. For the middle school program, which is the online digital program, they aren't going to have that same structured introduction to Unit 0. This shouldn't be too big of a problem, especially at the schools where the kids have already had Spanish in the younger grades, and so now they're going to be introduced to Unit 0, just really more so as a review. But we did recognize that in some cases, the kids don't start Spanish till middle school. And so in that case, we wanted to give you some different resources that you could use while teaching Unit 0 in the middle school. So in the binder that you're going to receive with your lesson plans, you will also have a Unit 0 study guide, a list of different videos on YouTube that you can show relating to Unit 0. There are games that you can use to play with Unit 0 topics. And then we also have a Quizlet page, a Classroom and Quizlet, and that Classroom and Quizlet is going to have different quizzes that you can use with the kids to play interactive games with the students. Now, because they're going to be in FOSIS in the middle school, that online digital program, we also will provide you with a list of the different chapters and topics that are in those chapters. So that way, if you want to reference greetings within VOSIS as you're reviewing Unit 0, you would have the ability to get the kids logged into the program and using VOSIS. So that's a good way to kind of give them the introduction into VOSIS as you're teaching the topics in Unit 0. But really, it's very important that all of our students at all grade levels are getting this review and reinforcement of the Unit 0 topics before they really get deep dive into the actual content of their curriculum. Let's see. You're going to have flashcards on Unit 0, so that's a great thing to use. In a later module, we're going to show you some different ways that you can use flashcards in your classroom, so it's not just holding it up and showing the kids the flashcards, but there's different activities and games that you can play with flashcards. So we're going to show you all of those things, but you will have a set of flashcards specifically relating to the Unit 0 topics, and then those flashcards can be used throughout the school year with all of your students, any of your students, and to really reinforce those topics. So again, I'll just go over the topics of Unit 0 include colors, numbers, letters, vowels, greetings and gratitudes, introducing yourself, expressing your emotion, days of the week, months of the year, weather, and seasons. So those are the topics that you will start with all of your students K through 8, and then from there you'll move forward into differentiated topics based on the grade level and the skill level of the students. All right, well, that is Unit 0 in a nutshell. If you have any questions, please feel free to call, email, or text me. If not, then I will post another video tomorrow. Gracias.